Hi, my name is Jamal Thorne and this video is about observers. Before we start talking about observers, I'd like to define what an abstract data type is. An abstract data type is a data type whose properties are specified independently of any particular implementation. An observer is one of the four types of basic operations performed on an abstract data type. There are three types of observer functions. The first is a predicate. A predicate asks if a certain property is true. Second is an accessor or selector. An accessor or selector returns a copy of an item in the object. The third type is a summary function. The third type is a summary function. Summary functions return information about the object. An observer is like an investigator. The primary job of an investigator is to observe the crime scene. He doesn't have to change anything. He just takes pictures, summarizes what the crime scene looks like, and tries to decide what the truth of what happened is, much like the accessor, predicate, and summary functions of observers. Here we have an example of an accessor/selector. Now, what this function is doing is returning a copy of the data, a copy of the value stored in the variable level. Now, this can be useful if we are trying to hide data and we don't want to risk changing the value of the variable level by accident. We can access this value through the getLevel function. Here we have an example of a predicate. Now what this function is trying to do is checking to see if the array is empty. If the array is empty, then the first character in the array will be equal to the null character. If that's the case, the function will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. And last but not least, we have an example of a summary function. Summary functions, if you recall, are supposed to return some type of information about the object. This summary function is returning the length of the array, the length or the size of the array. Now, the way that we did this was we took the size of the element A and divided it by the size of the array to get the total amount of elements in the array. In conclusion, observers can be seen as crime scene detectives. There are three types of observer functions: accessors/selectors, which return copies of data in the object; predicates, which return a true or false value; and summaries, which return information about the given object.